April 2011 marked a significant moment in UFO research history. The FBI made thousands of documents publicly accessible via its online vault, triggering widespread intrigue among journalists and independent investigators. Among these declassified files, one memo, dated March 22, 1950, captured particular attention. It contained details of an informant briefing FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover about the recovery of 3 flying discs in New Mexico. This disclosure reignited speculation about one of the most famous UFO incidents in history, the Roswell crash of 1947. Roswell's infamous history began in July 1947, when rancher Mac Brazel discovered strange debris on his property near Corona, New Mexico. The wreckage included lightweight, metallic materials that could not be easily cut, burned, or dented, as well as fibrous, paper-like substances with unusual strength. Brazel reported his findings to the local sheriff, who then contacted the Roswell Army Airfield. Major Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer assigned to the case, initially described the debris as not of this world. The military's initial press release on July 8, 1947, confirmed the recovery of a flying disc, but this statement was retracted within 24 hours. The revised explanation that the debris was from a weather balloon was part of Project Mogul, a classified program involving high-altitude balloons designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests. However, critics argue that the materials described by witnesses do not match those used in Project Mogul. The swift retraction and subsequent secrecy surrounding the incident have led many to believe that the government was hiding evidence of extraterrestrial contact. Over the years, Roswell has become synonymous with UFO lore, attracting researchers, tourists, and conspiracy theorists alike. The implausibility of the weather balloon explanation. The implausibility of the weather balloon explanation has been a focal point of skepticism among UFO researchers. The 509th Bomb Wing, stationed at Roswell, was an elite unit responsible for deploying atomic weapons, and its personnel were trained to identify advanced technologies. Witnesses, including Major Jesse Marcel, described the debris as having properties far beyond those of a weather balloon, such as memory metal that returned to its original shape after being crumpled. In 1994, the U.S. Air Force released a report acknowledging that the weather balloon story was a cover-up for Project Mogul, but this only deepened suspicions. Critics pointed out that Project Mogul balloons were made of mundane materials like rubber and foil, which did not match the extraordinary descriptions provided by eyewitnesses. Furthermore, the military's handling of the incident, such as cordoning off the crash site and transporting debris under armed guard, suggested a level of secrecy inconsistent with a routine balloon recovery. The Roswell case remains a cornerstone of UFO research, with many viewing it as a prime example of government obfuscation. Decades of silence and the emergence of eyewitnesses. For over 30 years, the Roswell case remained buried beneath the weight of official dismissals. The U.S. military's initial announcement of a flying disc recovery in 1947 was quickly retracted, with officials stating that the debris was from a conventional weather balloon. This explanation, however, failed to satisfy many, especially given the strange circumstances surrounding the crash site. Over time, witnesses started to come forward, sharing stories that contradicted the official narrative. Many of these testimonies suggested that what crashed in Roswell was not of human origin. Some witnesses, including former military personnel and civilians who were near the area, claimed to have seen extraterrestrial bodies recovered from the wreckage. These testimonies gained traction in the late 1970s when nuclear physicist Stanton Friedman interviewed Major Jesse Marcel, the intelligence officer who had been directly involved in the recovery. Fast forward to 2019, and independent researcher Linda Moulton Howe, along with ancient astronaut theorist Georgios Tsoukalos, set out to explore a specific area near Roswell known as the Skip Site. This location, according to multiple eyewitnesses, was where one of the 3 supposed UFOs initially hit the ground before bouncing and eventually coming to rest. Accompanying them was Frank Kimbler, a geologist and professor of earth sciences who had been studying the terrain for nearly a decade. Kimbler used infrared technology and metal detectors to scour the region for remnants of the alleged crash, believing that physical evidence could still be recovered despite the passage of time. His persistence yielded promising results over a dozen unusual metallic fragments that defied conventional explanation, some buried deep in the soil and others found scattered across a wide radius. Physical evidence: the mysterious metal fragments. Upon meeting with Kimbler, Howe and Tsoukalos examined several small, contorted pieces of metal. These samples, appearing to be debris from a high-impact crash, were distinct from any known aircraft materials, raising questions about their origin. Initial scientific testing conducted on Kimbler's findings revealed intriguing properties that suggested advanced technology at play. Some fragments contained microscopic layers of magnesium, zinc, and bismuth elements arranged in a manner inconsistent with earthly manufacturing techniques. The layering was found to be thinner than a human hair, raising speculation that the metal might have been engineered with highly sophisticated methods not available in the 1940s. Such configurations hinted at an origin beyond human capabilities, reinforcing the possibility of an extraterrestrial connection. Further analysis indicated that the isotopic composition of the magnesium in the samples did not match any naturally occurring deposits on Earth, suggesting either advanced unknown earthly technology or non-terrestrial origins. A longtime investigator of UFO phenomena, Linda Moulton Howe, drew comparisons between Kimbler's findings and earlier material she had received from Art Bell, a legendary radio host of Coast to Coast AM. In 1996, Bell and Howe had been anonymously sent metal fragments along with letters detailing their alleged extraterrestrial origin. Analysis of those samples similarly revealed a layered structure that baffled metallurgists, as they exhibited properties of shape memory alloys materials that can return to their original form when manipulated, much like the debris Major Marcel had described handling in 1947. A cover-up at the highest levels. The initial handling of the Roswell incident remains a source of controversy and speculation. After the military retracted its original flying disc statement, the wreckage was swiftly transported to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio, a facility long rumored to house classified aerospace projects. This base was believed to be the final repository for both the debris and any biological specimens recovered from the site, as several witnesses, including retired military personnel, later allege. One particularly compelling account came from Philip Corso, a former U.S. Army intelligence officer, who claimed in his book, The Day After Roswell, that he was personally involved in distributing recovered alien technology to defense contractors in the 1950s. Corso stated that materials from the Roswell crash had been reverse engineered, potentially contributing to advancements in fiber optics, integrated circuits, and night vision technology. Further complicating the narrative, former military insiders later claimed that a strict veil of secrecy was enforced upon those involved in the retrieval. Many soldiers who had been assigned to clean up the site were allegedly sworn to secrecy under the threat of severe repercussions. Among the most notable voices was Major Jesse Marcel, the first military intelligence officer to reach the crash site. Marcel, who later spoke about his experience to family members, described handling materials he believed to be non-terrestrial, including ultra-light metallic sheets that displayed properties inconsistent with any known terrestrial material of the time. Marcel's accounts, combined with other testimony, and the resurfacing of declassified government documents, have fueled speculation that the Roswell incident was more than just a weather balloon crash. It was a classified event with far-reaching implications. Eyewitness accounts from Major Jesse Marcel. According to his grandson, Jesse Marcel II, the Major was deeply affected by the events of Roswell. He reportedly took pieces of the debris home, recognizing their significance. Among the fragments was an ultralight metal resembling foil that could be crumpled and yet instantly regain its original shape, an attribute inconsistent with any known terrestrial material of the time. Perhaps the most telling detail is a widely circulated photograph of Major Marcel holding a supposed piece of the wreckage. His grandson insists that the image, featuring Marcel with ordinary aluminum foil, was a staged effort to mislead the public. In the photo, Marcel appears to be looking off-camera, as if receiving instructions possibly from superiors orchestrating the cover-up. The implications of the Roswell incident. While the Roswell story has been scrutinized for decades, its implications extend far beyond a single event. If the crash was indeed of extraterrestrial origin, it would challenge our fundamental understanding of human history and technological advancement. The repeated declassification of UFO-related files, including the 2011 FBI Vault release, continues to lend credibility to the idea that more information is being withheld. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Roswell mystery, don't forget to smash that like button. Subscribe for more mind-blowing investigations, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Got a theory of your own? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear your take on the Roswell enigma. Until next time, stay curious and keep looking to the skies.